can we welcome up next, not published in the green issue, but published in the previous issue, the classified issue, Matt Black, please.
Hiya.
Hello.
See. Oh, hi. Hi, yeah, this is a fantastic event, and thanks, Rafe. I'm going to read from the beginning of a story about a character who leaves behind his office job and takes on an allotment, which is, I don't know if that needs translating, but an allotment, for those not in the UK, it's basically a vegetable patch that we can rent very cheaply from the council if we're lucky enough to get one. So it's a celebration of the beginning of the growing year and of allotments. Invisible creaking, intangible vegetable music rustling. Esther corkscrews himself gently through the soft turnstile of overgrown privet at the allotment gate. There it is, spread before him, his buttercup kingdom, his bindweed paradise, his newly found patchwork plateau of the lost world. Lettuces whispering, gone to seed. Purposes beyond pleasure or the American dollar. Dandelion clocks ticking, waiting for something to happen. Esther's eyes are swimming little butterfly strokes of delight. This is his patch. Here will be king cabbages and pink radishes and a deck chair and smoky blue evening bonfires and respite from the day job that has recently given him up. It is a moment at the centre of the city. The rhubarb glows, an old black bike thrown in the corner at peace. Overhead, white clouds, soft and damp, like washing hung out to dry with the faint scent of Parma violets. Esther thinks that he might be in heaven. Take a lopsided, freewheeling shanty town of allotments, a crazy quilt of patched up sheds and fences, of subversive rules and relations, rusty wheelbarrows, make it up as you go, friends and arrangements, distressed greenhouses, DIY palaces, seed trays, washing up bottle pigeon scarers and swapping young lettuce plants for old brown bottles of home-brewed bitter. Cabbage vandals and peaceniks in sandals, in between hedges and in between answers. No doctors, no mortgages, no postmen, no heating bills, little yellow windmills whirring proudly on the turrets and forecastles, where the cats are like foxes, where the slug pellets glisten, where there are no policemen, no World Wide Web, no TV, no council tax, no fucking Boris Johnson, no pseudo-democracy, very few concrete foundations. The wind blows. Up here, a lonely potato's terrible opera. Cabbage drums beating. Down there, soil music, central reggae, unmissable, a lonely potato waiting for something to happen. Thank you. Cheers, Ray.
No, thank you, Matt. That was a very beautifully poetic prose there. I love that. Is there more to that story that we might hear from one day, or is that a complete story in itself?
Yeah, it's
complete, but
it's a complete story.
That's cool. Yeah, I loved it. Richard from America said over there they call them community gardens, and I think it's quite interesting that sounds very community minded, which I think our allotments are as well. But we call them allotments. Like, nah, this is allotted to me. This is my patch, mine. So I don't know why we've gone for that kind of name. But yeah, community gardens. Thanks very much for that, Matt. Can we welcome up next? We've got just two more poets to go. Two more performers to go. They're not all poets. Michael J. Bird, please.
Hi. Yes, can you hear me?
We can, Michael. You're coming through loud and clear.
Okay. I'm based in Romania. So in the last issue of HCE, I wrote a piece called The Bamboo Clock Face, but what I'm doing now is I'm reading another piece, which is a conspiracy theory about dogs, I heard from a deputy mayor in Romania. It's prose, and because it's about dogs, I thought it was vaguely green. Okay. During the communist dictatorship in Romania, the state built thousands of apartment blocks. In the capital, Bucharest, 3/4 of the people lived in these high-rises. But the dictator, Nicolae Ceausescu, was scared. When people live so close together, they talked to each other and realized the system was failing. Ceausescu was afraid they would form a movement to challenge him, so he needed to stop this. Firstly, the secret police enlisted one resident in each block to be an informer. They looked for anything subversive in their neighbors' behavior, wrote this down and sent it to the secret police. But the other residents found out who the informer was. They wouldn't talk to him in the corridor or invite him to their parties. These informers were sad and lonely. They stopped informing so they could be friends with their neighbors. Ceausescu could not rely on people. He needed another solution, and this was the dog bomb. At the end of the 1980s, the spy agencies bred mongrels in secret farms. At night, they released them onto building sites and down dark alleys, or dumped a bag of puppies by lampposts outside high-rises. Within a few weeks, whole cities were occupied by strays. They chased people, went crazy when they were hungry, and had sex in the street. Then came the revolution. The people rose up and the army shot Ceausescu dead on Christmas Day. Now people were free, but poor. Millions lost their jobs. Meanwhile, the dogs bred faster. They bit the legs of children riding bicycles and attacked pensioners' shopping bags. People were afraid to go out at night because packs of dogs could attack them. In every block were two types of people: those that loved the strays, fed them, and gave them shelter. They said kindness would stop the dogs being violent. But others believed the dogs were savage and could not be controlled, and they put poison in the food left out for the animals. The people were divided into dog lovers and dog killers. One day, in a park, a dog mauled a 3-year-old child. The mayor ordered the dog catchers to round up all the strays and murder every one. When they came with their nets to pick up the animals, some residents were angry and others applauded. But soon, people forgot. Their mindset changed. Neighbors no longer hated each other. They hated the people who ruled them. Years of protests began. Government after government fell. The corrupt officials in the city hall were sacked. The mayor was arrested for stealing from the public purse. In the end, the communists were right. There is no better way to control the people than to launch a dog bomb. Okay, thanks.
Cheers for sharing that, Michael. That's going to stay with me for a while. Something very different. Thank you. Nicely read as well. And I've told people in the chat, your story in the magazine is great. They need to check it out. So thanks. I believe our last reader of the day, Barry Patterson, is just going to see us out with one more because he only got to read one at the start. You with us, Barry?
Yeah, here I am. Okay then. I've been trying to make my mind up. Okay, this is green because it's an encounter with nature, and it's a memory from my youth in industrial Tyneside in wintertime. Woodcock, fog, the intimacy of it presses us in. Lee, sea and sky hidden and hiding, the river a further unseen. Its weight holds us in, holds us down, filling our throats like a love song, a scent, a taste, a lost presence. The foghorn beast of Sutter Point bellows to its mate out at sea, and everything is secret and anything is possible. The looming shadows of gantries and cranes lean their necks out, up and over, not quite seen. The felt presence of giant limbs and industrial torsos like mountain tops barely glimpsed through cloud. directly above us. It seems brighter than the dim gloom about us. The path leads out as if towards a border with somewhere beyond the known world. Crouched on the grass, just landed, with your dark eye and bobbing head, gold-brushed pinions, bright dotted with tiny droplets from the fret, too exhausted to try to escape, your eye meets mine. And we stare at one another, dumbly, as if not knowing what to say, like shy lovers, distant cousins, a boy and a bird. Thank you. And thank you, Rafe. What an excellent afternoon. What a fantastic afternoon. What a great event. And everyone, brilliant.
Thanks very much, Barry. It only went so well because everyone was great in the audience, and we had so many great performances, basically. So thank you so much, everybody. But yeah, thank you for seeing us out. That was a nice encounter to end on. I like it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. That was the launch event and the open mic. Thank you so much for those who've been here from the start to the finish. Thank you, and for those who joined us partway through, thank you for coming along. We have a poetry. If you're a poet or you like hearing poetry, we do have a monthly poetry night, Fire and Dust. I've dropped the link once before. I'll maybe drop it again in a minute. But yeah, maybe we'll see you again. But if not, it's been nice to meet everybody, like people from the magazine and like new faces and people who came along because they were curious. Hopefully we've persuaded you to pick up a magazine. But yeah, this was different. We haven't done an event on a weekend daytime before, so I quite enjoyed it. So thank you everyone for joining us. We'll tweak the time a little bit so that it's not so bad for Richard and the West Coast and everybody else, but want to think about weekend events. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll leave the video open for a bit longer, and we can always, if you want to stick around and have a little chat, we can do. So there's a bit of a social element to it as well, because we missed that from the old days, right? But yeah, thank you so much. Big clap for everybody, for all of you guys, because thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming, everybody. This has been amazing. Great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you to co-host Merlin and to all the team who helped out with the waiting room and stuff as well and filming. Sorry about that. Thank you.
And well done with this. It was great.
Excellent. Did you have a good read of it?
Thank you for the honour of the opening slot.
No worries. No, thank you for taking it.
So the issue is really great.
Cheers.
Really.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, read it cover to cover. Really good stuff.
Yeah, we had a lot of good. It was really hard choosing what to put in it. We had so much good stuff.